Okay, so it's been a while since I have talked about Abbotsford, and for a while there, it didn't really seem like prices were really moving in Abbotsford, aside from the detached side of things. But now it seems like kind of everything is starting to come down. So I'm going to go over the prices, what's happening, and then I'm going to show you some real life examples of listings, what they're doing right now, what they maybe would have sold at the beginning of the year, and some potentially, yeah, I don't know. Let's get into it. So looking at Abbotsford stats, okay, we came down $9,000. Oh, actually, this is detached. Sorry, let me start with aggregate. So on aggregate, Abbotsford is only down about $7,000, right? Inventory, of course, coming off. However, the sales to actives is now at 11%, which is actually slightly better than the rest of the Fraser Valley. The Fraser Valley is about 10%, 10 months of inventory. This would be about 9 months of inventory on aggregate. So Abbotsford is actually still doing a little bit better than the Fraser Valley as a whole. Now, if we look at year-to-date inventory in comparison to the last couple years on a bar chart, you can see in August we had 700. Went to 895 this time of year last year in August, and same time this year, now we're almost at 1200. So there's a trend of inventory increasing. If we look at new listings, again, each passing year, we have, roughly 10% more new listings on the market than we had the previous year. At the same time, sales has been declining, right? So you have more new listings every year and less sales every single year. I mean, there's 500 less sales this year than there was in 2023, and there was way less inventory in 2023 than there is today. Now, let's go to prices of each product. We're down $9,000 for detached, and the sales to actives for detached is 9%. So detached has actually been getting hit harder than condos, but I think that is probably going to change in 2026, and they will reverse roles, would be my guess. On to apartments. Apartments were only down about $3,000. I think they were down more than that, and I'll show you why. Inventory obviously still elevated for the condo market, and then sales to actives is now at 13% for condos. On to townhomes, down about $8,000. Obviously, inventory still elevated way up here. And the sales to actives for townhomes, again, townhomes have just been performing better than everything else at about a 17% sales ratio, which is a balanced market. Now, getting into some listings on the market right now, again, I am not advertising these listings. I'm not telling you to buy this, nothing like that. This is all public info. You guys can go look at this yourselves. But we have this unit on Mackenzie at $334,000. And I don't know, in my opinion, it looks to be a pretty nice unit, right? The agents... Oh, I guess this one isn't the staged one. I thought it might have been staged. But regardless, I mean, it's a 2009 unit. It's not that old. Looks decent to me, right? Looks like it's backing onto some type of, green belt or something like that here. Maybe not a green belt, but, you're not facing a main road, right? And they got this thing listed for $334,000. Now, at the beginning of the year, units in this building, I'll show you. This one's a bit bigger. It's like 80 square feet bigger. This one went for $369 in January. We have another one here that sold got an accepted offer March 18th for $380. That was only 6 months ago. And this one is, again, it's, roughly 80 square feet bigger, right? So does that justify an extra 50 grand? Probably not. More likely, prices have come down considerably. And for a long time, the one-bed market wasn't moving at all. I've only just now started to see this move, maybe at the end of July, beginning of August. Now, why weren't the prices moving for so long and they've only just started to move? Well, something that I've been talking about for a while is that as the prices come down in Surrey Central, it is likely going to have a contagion effect on the rest of the condo market in the Fraser Valley. Because again, maybe you don't want to live in Surrey Central, but when you can get a home in Surrey Central for 80 grand less than something that's 10 minutes down the road in the area you actually want to live in, the financials just make way more sense to tough it out and live in the area you don't want to live in to save more money, right? So I said a couple months ago, or maybe 5 months ago, whatever it was, that Surrey Central would start to probably pull demand away from these other markets if it continued to get cheaper. And for the first time now, a client that doesn't even follow this YouTube channel, we did a showing in Abbotsford, this was yesterday, and she said, well, this condo is $380,000. I can get something for like 20 grand more that's like, debatably even a better product in Surrey Central. if I just spend another 20 grand, I can be in Surrey Central. I don't have to move 45 minutes or 50 minutes out this way. And I can get, debatably a better product in Surrey Central now. So kind of what I was talking about, I just heard the other day somebody say in real time right in front of me that that's exactly what they were thinking. And I think there's going to be a lot more people that opt into moving to Surrey Central instead of paying 50, 60, 70 grand more to be in Langley, or in Abbotsford's case, paying the exact same price in Abbotsford and being 45 to 50 minutes away. Now, a lot of people probably still prefer to be in Abbotsford, but I'd say the majority of people that move to Abbotsford do it for financial reasons because it's cheaper, it's more affordable. It's like the same reason that everybody was moving to Alberta, right? It's just cheaper, it's more affordable, you can put more money in your pocket. And that's a big reason why people move to Abbotsford and 𝐿𝐒𝐒. But if you can go to Surrey Central and be 45 minutes closer to wherever it is you need to work, and it's the exact same on a monthly payment basis, I think a lot more people are going to opt into doing that. Now, something I haven't seen in Abbotsford yet is the price of like newer 2-bed condos really hasn't changed much. I'm starting to see like the 1990s condos and the early 2000s condos start to reduce their prices quite considerably, $40,000, $50,000, but it hasn't really translated to the brand new product yet, but I'm sure that it will. Now, on to some more listings on the detached side of things. Again, not marketing these, but we have a detached home here in East Abbotsford for $799 on a 7,400 square foot lot. Obviously, it's an older home, but a couple years ago, this would have been $1 million home, no problem. We have another one here in McMillan for $784. Again, a couple years ago, this one would have been $1 million. And, if you take a look at this, it's actually tax assessed at $1 million. And this one is listed for $784. Now, I'm not saying you should go buy these or this is a screaming deal or anything like that. I'm just showing you guys like a detached home on a 7,000 square foot lot with a 7 in front of it. And I know I've been saying this for a year or a year and a half. I don't think there's that much more downside for detached homes. If you look at the inventory, it's not very high. It's actually lower than what it was pretty much all throughout the early 2010s after the 2009 bust. And the amount of inventory still hasn't recovered back to those levels. It's still pretty low. The only thing that's causing the prices to go down is the fact that sales are running at extremely low levels. But if you're buying detached homes now with a 7 in front of it, I would expect sales to start to rebound probably in 2026. And I don't think there's a lot of downside left for detached homes. I could be completely wrong on that. But if I were to say something were to be the safest buy, I would say a detached home would probably be your safest buy. And especially if you can get a detached home with a suite, right? Like now you can get detached homes with suites probably, well, actually I just sold one in the 8s for like $875 the other month. So you can probably get a detached home with a suite for like $850 now. And after you collect the rent, you might only have to pay like $1,300 to live in a detached home in Abbotsford. So I think it's going to be hard to see substantial further downside in the detached market, but I could be completely wrong about that. But I hadn't talked about specifically Abbotsford in a while. So for the people that came to my channel for the Abbotsford content, I wanted to update you guys, give you my thoughts on what exactly is happening. And if you are interested in chatting with me about buying or selling in Abbotsford, you can book a time to chat with me using the link down below. Otherwise, I just appreciate you for watching my content. I'm that Agent Kelly. I'm making moves to move you. Peace.